Hello again, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, back for more Malifaux, and this time, the Captain. Golden Skin 09092. So, there's not much that is verifiable about the Captain, mostly because no one knows who he is. He doesn't say what his real identity is, and he keeps telling tall tales, all of which may or may not be true, that he tells with such gusto that they are all genuinely believed, even if they might be wholehearted lies. What is definitely known about him is he has a jetpack, his magic lets him control wind, and he has one of the 13 relic hammers used to seal the tyrants, pounding the nails into the cage that became the world known as Malifaux. Which also kind of implies that there is more to Malifaux than what is known, much more. Let's see, Dark Elf Skin 09164. And unfortunately, when assembling, a bit of his coat broke off, and despite an hour or two searching, I could not find the piece. So, my captain is just going to be flawed. And that's all there is to it. Which again, that's kind of the fairly brittle plastic that Weird was using for the second edition. What few third edition models I have seem to use something else that's not so problematic, so they have improved at least somewhat. Of course, he also brings to mind The Rocketeer. It was a live-action movie produced by Disney in the 90s that was a big deal at the time, which was inspired by older shorts, serials from the 1940s and 50s, King of the Rocket Men and Commando Cody and the Radar Men from the Moon, the latter of which was lampooned on Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I'm going to need to let that dry for a bit before moving on, but that is a good start. I see my camera is still going to fight me on the focus, but I'll keep trying that till I get it right. So back in a bit. Okay. Chaotic red. Gonna do that same dark red that Ironsides and Mouse have. And the captain is still, he still shares keywords, so, with Ironsides, so he can still very much act as muscle for her. Being careful around here. And despite the breakage and fragility of the plastic, this wasn't that hard to get together. For a nice, solid color. Okay. Then right down here, two-tone boots, because apparently there's a cover over it. I'm sure there's a technical name for this type of footwear, but I don't know what it is, to be honest. The Mouse had something similar going on, so we'll just copy that on the captain. That's pretty good. And yeah, I'm gonna, well, Rainy Gray 09038, I'll store him as Mustache. Okay, let that dry and then move on. Okay, next I'm going to do, let's see here, yeah, Tarnished Steel 09206. Decisions. Get his helmet. Being careful to avoid the gold and or not the gold, the red. Which there is going to be gold on here, I just haven't gotten that far yet. And seeing this, I would love to see an alternate sculpt where he's wearing the helmet. And the rocket pack. I'll just get the whole thing in silver for now and pick out other details in bronze later. And the relic hammer. So the relic hammers, and this is something that they haven't retconned yet, because Monocle, before I forget he has one, were used to pound the, so Malifaux itself is a cage to hold the tyrants, and the relic hammers were used to pound the nails into that cage. So there are 13 tyrants and one relic hammer for each of them. And so far, only 3 of them have appeared in the game. Outcasts, Johan and Taylor each have one, and the captain has the 3rd. Apparently, according to a bit of fiction surrounding Taylor, have rules on how they can be used and under what circumstances, but they're also kind of, only Taylor's are defined so far, and that's vague. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get this plate back here in the steel. Looks like a back brace to me to possibly keep heat from the jetpack from roasting the captain or setting him on fire. One of the best jokes from Mystery Science Theater 3000's lampooning of Commando Cody and the Radar Men for the Moon was, oh sure, a guy in a leather jacket with his butt on fire. They'll never notice that. I think I'm going to try getting the leather now too, so fur brown. Let me give this a shot, see where we end up. Let's see what my camera's doing. It's okay. Just okay, not great. Bottle of boots here. And then belts. Belts and shoulder straps. And the captain apparently has a holster for a pistol, even though, at least that's what this show looks like, but he doesn't actually carry a gun. He just uses his magic, a really big hammer. Okay, and I'm almost forgetting, he has gloves on. So this also makes me wonder if there will be other, well, actually, never mind, I answered my own question. The Bayou Outcast Multi-Faction Master Zip, the Gremlin, has a jetpack. So we know that the captain isn't the only one with this technology. Alright. I'm going to let that dry completely before moving on. I put a little more on this boot here. Let that dry completely. And I should be able to finish base coat, so when I return. And now my camera is, come on. I know you can focus, come on. There we go. Maybe when I come back I'll be able to fix some more focus a bit. Okay. So we'll get finishing up base coats and see if it plays nice with me. 09197 old bronze. Want to get the trim on his helmet and select pieces of the relic hammer. Let's do Vicky's pockets. I think that's good on the bronze. Now, antique gold 09050. Get the cuffs on his jacket. And the tassels on his shoulders. Okay. Yeah, you know, I think I am satisfied with that. So I'm going to wrap up with some uniform gray. Okay. let that dry completely, and I can start shading. Alright, time to shade. Pure Black 09037. Normally I'd be using 2 to 3 parts water, 1 part paint for it to color this dark, but I'll just do a 1-to-1 in this case, won't I? I think that'll work a little better. Just carefully fill in that stash. Aged Pewter 09196. And just quickly go over the bronze from earlier in a 1-to-1 ratio of paint to water. And an Ancient Bronze 09049. I know there's a specific term for this particular type of shoulder decor pauldron, but I'm blanking on what it is right this minute. Alright, I'm going to let that dry completely before moving on. Okay. Ruddy Leather 09109. Again, 1-to-1 on the paint to water. Okay. Move on when that's dry. Okay. Blackened Steel 09205. Now this is just going on the more mundane equipment. So the monocle, helmet, which is going to get a second. Well, yeah, I think I'll end up doing a second layer on the back side there, and the jetpack. Yeah, I call the jetpack mundane equipment. And the buckle up here. Now the relic hammer, I'm going to shade with Sparkling Amethyst 09105. It's a metallic violet, and when combined with the regular highlight, should give an interesting effect. I figure if this is some super magic hammer that help to imprison entities that are more or less godlike, and it should definitely not look like normal steel. That should do what I want it to do. Okay, I'll let that dry before moving on. Alright. Gonna take some matte black or pure black 09037 again. If I can get the lid back on. Just do a little more inside the helm here. And red brick 09001 for the coat. I'm just going to work on one segment of this at a time. Help me keep track of what I've done and what I still need to do. I will shade the underside of the coat, though I'll only be highlighting the most readily visible surfaces. Alright. Let that dry completely and then I'll be able to finish the shading. Oh, and my focus went bad again. Oh boy. Gotta keep working on that. Okay. Wrapping up the shading. Golden Shadow 09091. Whoa. That is. There we go. Dark Elf Shadow 09163. Which is plugged up, so clip down the nozzle. That's all I'm going to need. And Stormy Gray 09088. This focus is still fighting me in the worst ways. We'll get this figured out eventually. I don't know when, but I'll keep trying till I get it right. let that dry completely, and then I can highlight and detail. Okay. Eyes and lighting effects. Well, matte white. Using just enough water to thin the paint. Just going to carefully fill in his left eye. And then get the lenses on his helmet, which I'm going to light up in a minute here. Let that dry for a second. Pure black 09037. Make sure I'm still in. That's still fighting me on focus. Just a tiny dot of pure black. Just there we go. Carefully filling the pupil. And I'm going to use Emerald Green 09103 for the lighting on the helmet. So for a lighting effect, you want 2 to 3 parts water to 1 part paint. The major trick is to have some of your white showing through, which doesn't always work. Works better on larger areas than smaller, so I'm just going to dab that in. No, it's not. We'll see how it dries. Alright, let that all dry up, and I can highlight and wrap up. Alright, highlighting. Golden highlight 09093. Switching to a dry brushing technique, using something ragged and feathered along the lines of this. Straight paint, no water. I'm rubbing most of that paint out on a paper towel until it looks like there's next to nothing left, and lightly dusting the area to be affected. Going against any raised areas. And pure black 09037. You know what? I will actually end with that because I'll need it for a second something else as well. So I'll actually go Dark Elf Highlight 09165 next. Alright. Making sure I go against the wrinkles, which will help catch the paint. Vampire red. This one's about empty. Got enough to work with though. Just need to find the right brush for the job. Refreshing paint as needed. So this is kind of subtle, but overall it works fine. Very nervous about that after having the other tip break off when I was cutting it from the sprue. Burnt orange 09111. Trying to keep in focus if I can. The optimal angle for filming and the optimal angle for painting are two different things, unfortunately. Next, let's go. I just realized I forgot to do his gloves again. There we go. Just a little on the fingers. True silver 09207. See if I can focus in a little bit. I guess this will play. Oh, wait a minute. What's my. Okay. Alright. Alright, it's fighting me. We'll come back in a minute. Okay, let's try that again. True silver 09207. And just shining up the steel, including the steel on the relic hammer, which got that purple shading to give it an unusual tint. Yeah, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, all kinds mixed up right now. Tarnished brass 09198. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to do his monocle in the silver, so I'll just go back to that real quick and just a little bit there. Okay, now new gold is 09051. If I can get this to play nice. All right. Misty Gray 09090. And you know, that little squirt is good enough. Now pure black 09037. Let's bring this in if it'll let me. Need a little fair bit of this for two things. The first being mustache, which is going to be conventionally highlighted. A little more than that. And then switching to a flat brush. Gonna line the base. Just clean it up there. Okay, all that's left is to varnish. And that is, it'll focus. Come on. Oh, is it conked out again? Kinda. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, there we go. There it is. The Captain from Malifaux. Continuing on with the Oxfordian mages from the original box set for Ironsides, but until then, I am Ian Stook with Mastermind Games, signing out.